Ugh. Hello, beautiful soul, and welcome to the Little Reader's house. I am the Little Reader, and you, my sweet friend, are in my house, where you are welcomed, where you are loved, where you're appreciated, and where you're not alone. In addition to me, your humble channeler for this session, we also have this, mic knocking over. No, it wasn't the crystal's fault. That was my elbow. But we've got this beautiful mystery crystal. It appears to be this lilac color or some variation of purple. And I will tell you, I have no idea what it is, which is rare. Well, it feels like it's rare. I feel like I know it all. And not all, but much. And this is one I don't know. But it's here. It's part of the process in addition to that hair that's on my finger. And if you can identify it, my friend, that would be wonderful. If you've got any ideas, they are so welcome in the comments below, as well as insights, reflections. There are some beautiful souls who take each transmission and reflect beautifully and articulately, or simply and mysteriously, or intellectually on the transmissions, and it's absolutely beautiful to witness, beautiful to receive, beautiful to feel the energetic exchange and be on this lovely little rock with you. There's nowhere in this universe I'd rather be. That's why I'm here. So, my friend, we're reaching in today, just as we did yesterday, into the lotus of life, to discover that which Spirit would like, I felt it, to dissect, if you will. It's a combination of an intellectual transmission, a heart transmission, a form transmission, and a love transmission. So get cozy, get comfy, and let's answer this question, which I love. Let us use the Little Reader mind to reflect back to the origin of this question. I believe it was asked in person, verbally. The question, I won't keep it from you, is, let's see if it'll focus, because I know the writing itself is what we might call atrocious, darling. Why do people suck? That is the question. There we go. Hey. We're in focus. We're out of focus. We're here. We're there. We're everywhere. Why do people suck? That is really the question. All right. I'm here for it. That and this mystery crystal, Spirit is going to roll on in and answer it. So let's go. Oh, man. Okay. I didn't understand the full gravity and weight of it until that inhale. It's more than funny. It's serious. Wow. Now, it may be valuable to share at this time that Spirit itself is not as serious as the question is. In other words, there's a levity to Spirit, a playfulness, a lightness. And this question, much like a rock, but a much bigger one than little you, is written with a weight that is undeniable. Why do people suck? It's very serious indeed. Another interesting quality of Spirit from this channeler's humble perspective, always your humble servant, is that, interestingly, Spirit itself does not police morality. Policing morality is a function of the mental realm. The mental realm is a judge of all things, including character. So spirit immediately illuminates the picture in which we see people sucking is through a very small lens, this big. The mental realm itself is only capable of comprehending a fraction of the universe, a fraction of the human experience, just a shred. So, interestingly, the realm in which judgment exists is but a tiny percentage point of the bigger picture. So why do people suck is not an objective truth from Spirit's perspective. Spirit, the totality of all things, and when I say Spirit, I'm referring to God, Goddess, the divine, the mother, the all that is, the cosmos, the universe. I'm talking about the big one. Spirit doesn't see people as sucking. Well, not like this. Spirit sees humanity as a vessel for consciousness to experience the density of this particular dimension and all that comes with that, and to anchor in divine consciousness to a realm, the third dimension, form, that was deprived of divine consciousness for a split second. Interestingly, it was a split second for spirit, but for humanity feels like thousands and thousands of years. So, spirit itself invaded the realm of form using the human vehicle. It is spirit itself that animates you right now, beautiful soul. It is spirit itself that's having the human experience. You are spirit itself. Intellectually, that's a mind blower, I know. With practice and curiosity, it becomes a truth. And that little truth can rattle up a whole lot of shit in a great way. So this question, why do people suck? It is making a moral judgment, presumably. It is making a behavioral judgment. It is identifying that humankind can be destructive on the face of this earth. Indeed. Humankind can echo in almost a parasitic way across this earth. Almost. That's loose. In a parasitic way. Humankind can leave its natural environment more destroyed than it found it. Yes. Emotionally, physically, mentally. But asking this question, why do people suck, almost begins to suggest that that isn't part of the master plan. That there is some sort of imbalance at play here. That there's some sort of disharmony. As if humanity itself had the power to mess with the master plan. And that there is where spirit brings in a smile and a lightness and a levity to reassure the question asker that people don't have the power to suck. People, when they suck, and this is our mental judgment. Also, I love the phrasing of this. Why do people say It's just good. When people are sucking, we're going to have a lot of fun. They are acting unconsciously, typically. When people are sucking, and we're going to associate that with the destroying. They're destroying emotions. They're destroying the physical dimension. They're destroying ideas. They're at their most chaotic. Maybe they're organized in their destruction, but they're draining life force, it seems. When they do that, people are typically acting based on unconscious patterning. Unconscious patterning. It is what is programmed into a form, into the very vessel that spirit resides in as awareness, which will dictate all of their behaviors till the day they lay this form back down. This programming that I speak of can be physically analyzed if you look at a cell, if you look at DNA, if you look at the structure of the body on a very basic level. It forms the form. Someone write that down. The phenotype, the expression of genetics, is this form. Qualities that we can behold with our senses. But there's internal components to that too. There's the psychological predispositions. There are the chemical balances there. There's the wellness, the health, the vitality. Any shifts in even the slightest shifts in the microbiome or in the homeostasis of this vessel that are programmed into the cells at birth will change the entire trajectory of that individual's experience. When I say that individual, I mean the soul, the awareness within the form that is actually having the experience through this machine, organic machine. The machine is pre-programmed, and individuals like to think that it's possible to change this programming with their choices. But interestingly, even the choices that an individual makes are pre-programmed. Yeah. So when someone is sucking, in other words, making decisions that are destructive to the environment, to those around them, behaving in ways that cause damage of all kinds, it is a pre-programming. It originates from what is in place here. And it isn't just what's in place at birth. That's the fundamental level. But then it is the home in which they grow up. It is the substances and chemicals that are consumed or that they're exposed to. It's the environments, the emotions, the traumas or the positive things. And all of these variables will affect that individual differently based on that fundamental programming that they are given at the onset. This is something that in a lot of religious circles is referred to as the fallen human nature. But spirit is no judge. So extract the fallen from it, and then you've got an idea. It's the human experience. It's thought of as fallen in a lot of religious circles because it is incomplete, it is unconscious, it is patterned. So if an individual goes through all that time, which again, from Spirit's perspective, a human lifespan is less than a blink. I want to say a blink. Over the course of this last 14 minutes, that's been a lot of human lifespans that I've blinked out. It's, now I'm finding that I'm blinking quite a bit. It's a blip. It's a blip. But when we're in it, and Spirit fully recognizes this, there's immense compassion for this It's understood that when we're in the human experience, it all feels long and short and happy and sad and shitty and wonderful and disgusting and repulsive, and in this case, disappointing. Very, very disappointing. But the short, brief response is that humans suck. Because the patterns that play themselves out often have a destructive effect on their environment and on themselves. And they can cause, allegedly, pain and suffering. I say allegedly because that's the premise of the human experience at this juncture in time-space reality. Cause and effect. Cause and effect. So we assume, we're intellectually interpreting that people sucking causes pain and causes suffering. More on that in another transmission. That's why people suck. The patterns that play out through them are destructive in nature. Why? Why is that? Why? Interestingly, destruction has an incredibly, incredibly valuable role in evolution. It actually can't be overstated. Destruction is precisely what facilitates recycling, and for humanity, facilitates expansion. So every time one individual sucks and behaves in an unconscious way, it wakes up a ripple of other individuals around them, or just behind them, or just ahead of them. In terms of, there's a circle, and there's the individual in it. We need not judge ahead, behind, on the side of, in their proximity. Unconsciousness creates consciousness. So while people are sucking for now, and it feels incredibly overwhelming, incredibly disappointing, and incredibly disheartening, their suckage, if you will, wakes up their neighbor. Unconscious patterning. I do exactly what I must do. A dear friend of mine would say NPC behavior. I believe that refers to non-playable character. The more unconscious an individual is, the more they jolt their neighbors into consciousness. So why do people suck? Part 2 is to wake everyone up. To become conscious. And what does it mean to become conscious? It means means to surrender, to release resistance to the moment exactly as it is. Which in turn means to release fear, which in turn means to unleash love. It means to be here now. It means to have a remembrance, not an intellectual one. Not clinging on to an idea. Oh, I like this one. I'll identify as that now. Nay. A remembrance of heart about your true identity. And it is like shaking something off. Oh. Ooh. And there's a lot to that, beautiful soul. But to become conscious, for which there is a different path for every single individual. I, as the little reader, can't tell you how to do it. But if you're here, you've certainly aligned with meditation. You've certainly aligned with the breath. You've certainly aligned with cultivating the witness perspective, all of which there are links down below to help with. But becoming conscious essentially means remembering your identity as the fragment of spirit, which is equal to the whole, that was installed into this form to animate it. And remembering that is your true identity, versus believing that this form is you, or that this mind and all of its ideas and thoughts are you, or even that this heart and the feelings that pass through it are you. One step behind that is the white light of awareness. It's remembering that that is you. And individuals walking or levitating on this planet from that place, even if it's just for half a second, once a week, are fulfilling the mission that Spirit came to the human experience to fulfill. Anchoring divine, loving awareness into this experience. Bringing the love back to this realm, because it disappeared for just a second. A spiritual second. Different in human terms. And Spirit's bringing it back. For Spirit, that's like a blink. Nope, there was no love on this realm. We installed love on this realm. Okay, now let's install love on the next realm, and so on and so forth. For those in the experience, installed in it, sitting in it, like you and the little reader are right now, feels a little bit different. The role of those living consciously is to anchor that love, that unconditional loving awareness. And the role of those living unconsciously is to help them do it. Both equally sacred in Spirit's view. There's no judgment, there's just love, gratitude. And if you zoom back far enough in the experience, you can see it. And if you zoom in far enough, you can feel it. Oh, it's there for you to experience firsthand, beautiful soul. So if you're wondering, why do people suck? So that you can feel bliss. Yeah, don't overthink it. The mind may or may not ever get on board, but the heart is there. The heart is ready. And if you're new to the house, you're in for a treat, because every single transmission up until this point is directing you as awareness into your heart. Spirit's not judging, beautiful soul. And when we slip into unconscious patterning, we all suck. The little reader included. Hello. Hi. But Spirit doesn't judge it, because to Spirit, oh, it's a glorious tapestry. And that tapestry would not be complete. It wouldn't have any strokes that are visible without shadow and light. There wouldn't be any art. There wouldn't be any experience. There'd just be nothing. Well, there'd be white light, and that's pretty cool. But that's later. For now, in linear time, we get to enjoy an experience. And that experience has gradients of light, ranging from shadow, dark, suck, to bliss, light. Center of your chest, if you're alive, which research tells me that you are, tells me that you've got the light in there. Pure, unfiltered white light animating you. By the time it gets out to this form, it's filtered. It's filtered through patterns. It's filtered through all kinds of things, thoughts. But if you take your awareness, and instead of judging yourself by what it looks like out here, same's true for others, dive that awareness into the center of the chest, you can touch the white light. You can't just touch it, but you'll merge with it. You'll remember, oh, right, that's me. It can take practice. Again, some have supernatural, instantaneous realizations. Others practice for years. There's no right or wrong way. Every individual has a different path to this remembrance, as different as they themselves, as different as all the unique patterns and glory living within every single individual form. So again, no judgment here. And quote unquote enlightened is no better in Spirit's eyes than quote unquote unenlightened. Yeah, Spirit gets to commune a little more directly with the enlightened ones. But Spirit's patient. Spirit knows that every soul's going to hit it at some point, right when the time is right. No one knows when that time is. Except, of course, the white light within you. So if you're ready, you're invited. But it'll be when you're ready. Until such a time, keep enjoying the beautiful experience, my friend. People be sucking. People be loving. We got every extreme in the book. And it's all perfect. It's all perfect. And if you're suffering, my beautiful friend, there's respite. I've got links down below. I teach it for $1.11, Patreon. But I've also got a bunch of free resources down there. I teach it here on the YouTube channel in past transmissions, like yesterday's. And you teach it. The true you that's in here can teach you anytime you go for a visit. So, peace and bliss are yours for the taking. Will ya? Until we meet again, my friend, I am sending you all the love I've got. Always more, never less. Because you are so very worthy of it. Bye for now.